Jad's going to find you.
Well, just send them to me. I'm happy to explain it.
All right.
Either way, if you even win an individual game, it's very important later. It's also important if you drop an individual game, it's going to be important later because the game wins and game losses will be the biggest tiebreaker outside of match score. So even for next week, if any of these teams that lost 2-0 last week win a single game, it's going to drastically change their week 3 opponent because they won't have exactly the same record as the teams picking them, and it will really mix things up. We went over this in waiting room, but I'm going to keep hammering it throughout the rest of this. So it's so important for LYON that even though they're not playing with their intended roster, that they can salvage something and get
away. Any win really helps out because if you get that one win, even if you lose the series next week, assuming a team that is winless will pick you, or rather at the end of this week will pick you to go into next week. But I want to catch up on some of the pick and bans here because LYON find themselves on blue side, Team Liquid on red. What do you see right there, Jad? That's a blue side Rumble ban. Did you see that stat earlier?
I did see the stat earlier. Red side Rumble in pro plays got a 42% win rate in
42.
12 years.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Blue side is 56%, but it's still banned because Impact is a good Rumble.
Yep. Played it last week.
Earlier today. And a first pick Varus is pretty standard and pretty powerful.
All right, let's see what LYON want to draft around that, but also what Team Liquid's answer will be. We see a couple of top lane bans so far here, as they took away that Gwen earlier from Srtty. And again, going back to that top lane conversation, I got one thing on my checklist for Srtty coming into this team. Play a carry top, play comfort, play something that you know how to play, and if I'm LYON, I'm drafting for them, I want that to be a focus as well, because if you just put him on what he was playing back on Dignitas, we saw that that was not working for that team. I think if you're LYON, again, it's a tough situation, but getting Srtty onto a powerful matchup could be beneficial, and Team Liquid might give them the counter pick here. They're hovering the Renekton as they lock in the Vi for themselves. Taliyah is up if they wanted to go for that Vi-Taliyah combo, but it seems like they're just going to commit towards the blind pick. No, last second pivot to the Jhin.
Yeah, thinking about that a little bit. 1-1 Renekton record this year for Srtty, if they're thinking about letting him have choice there. I don't necessarily think there's a true counter pick to Renekton. It's just one of those things that you have to match up against it.
Yeah.
And we're also not going to be seeing Yunara here. That's something that we were prophesizing before, if Yeon would be the guy to bring it out because he was so into Zarya when it first came out and he was one of the first early adopters. But it is mind game successful perhaps by having Srtty pick that Renekton.
Hey, I mean, it fits the list that I had. It is a carry top laner. It's a decent blind pick as well. And it's denying Impact one of his all-time most played and just kind of iconic champions. Last week he played Rumble and Renekton. Both of those off the table now.
Yep, so we'll be seeing something a little bit different from Impact. Probably lock it in here. It's such a generic 1-2-3 so far from LYON. But with Azir being locked in, I wonder if APA is going to throw in a Ziggs, actually. I know he's hovering Xerath, but this would be an angle for Ziggs. But in game 1, he very rarely picks Ziggs. It's just the stock standard Azir Taliyah trade. If we didn't have Fearless, we will be seeing these two champions every game because I feel like we see them almost every game 1.
Exactly. And it pairs so well with the Vi, so I like this combo here. Ziggs would have been exciting. My fantasy draft would have been very happy if you locked that in right there.
Ooh, who do you have on your fantasy team from this game?
APA. Actually, only APA, I believe, is the player I got. Do you have anybody?
Nope.
No?
I'm for Shopify and Thanatos. So
okay, you know.
Big Shopify fan.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, you're leaking your strats. Reminder that LYON will not get any bans during this phase due to them having Srtty coming in and being late on the submission or deadline for confirming that. So, small penalty, but it is a penalty nonetheless. Let's see how much it favors Team Liquid here.
For what it's worth, like as a random rules thing, I always felt like the previous penalty of just losing a ban didn't really do that much, but the phase 2 bans and losing the ability to react, I feel like is a more appropriate punishment if you've done something wrong. Now, you could also argue that like the late roster change because of the circumstances could be forgiven completely, but that's not what the rules say. So this is working as intended, and LYON has to play with no ability to
So what I'm
adapt
hearing
in phase
is
2 bans.
take it up with Commissioner.
Yeah.
Okay, take it up with the commissioner, everybody. Strundle is banned away. Let's see what the final ban is for Team Liquid. And I want to start hypothesizing what supports can be paired with these AD carries. We've seen the armor hits, some of these engaged supports. They still are sneaking around in the meta, but is this where we'll start to see things like Karma, things like, you know, the Renata Glass, Camilio step up more?
I don't think so. Not in a game one of these series. I still feel like the melee supports and the engaged supports are going to rule the day.
Okay.
I think Jhin is someone who can pair really well with Bard if the situation is there. I think Bard's pretty good against both Azir and Varus, but we'll see what CoreJJ ends up doing. What TL is doing right now is they're just setting themselves up for a power jungle pick. They can easily ban because there's no response that LYON can do right here. So they ban the Jhin and, sorry, they ban the Jhin and the Trundle because they've already had the Vi locked in. So there's just very easily able to get rid of this, and they can easily pick a top laner here, which hasn't been banned out because there are no 4 or 5 bans for LYON.
Saving that support counter pick, something CoreJJ historically has loved to do, and it can really kind of turn the draft on its head. Taking their time with it, though. Let's see what Team Liquid decides to lock in. I think top laner does make sense, but then what does Impact want to play? Because you said already, there's not like true counters into the Renekton, and Impact did play carries last week. Maybe he goes more towards a tank, more towards a playmaker for the team. They don't have that much pure engage outside of the Vi ultimate. Some follow-up from the Jhin, but Hover says Aatrox, commitment says Gragas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it, but I still feel like it's completely fine with the overall utility to be able to have good engage onto both the Azir and the Varus. You can survive in lane against Renekton as Gragas. It's a little bit of an outscale matchup because you can get so tanky if you want to or bursty if you want to come team fight. So it's a fine pick for Impact. It's not something that he's played a ton of, to be completely honest. I'd say I'm looking at his champions played this year in 55 games, and this is his first top lane Gragas.
Wow.
So they're definitely trying to differentiate a little bit. If I go to his whole career, which spans almost 800 games, he's got 15 on Gragas, but those could have been years ago since he's been playing since 2013.
Maybe Stats can update us on that later. But newer pick for Impact, at least in recent memory, it's going to be Rell and Skarner as the engaged tools for LYON. So I'm looking at this much more traditional front-to-back looking style of composition with a couple of pick tools available. And then that means Alistar locked in for CoreJJ. Both of these supports recently hit with small nerfs on this last patch. Alistar's 7 base armor gone. Rell, just some of the arm or the shield that you get on the crash down W. So not as big of a change for the Rell. Yeah,
the balance team is slowly rolling back the durability.
Yep.
Just sneakily.
Did we get another Braum
going to be able to notice
nerf next time? You know,
Braum. I feel like they should be nerfing the W if they want to nerf his armor.
They could.
Taking it long.
They really could.
But either way.
Fun fact also, Alistar was at one point before this nerf the #1 highest base armor in the game. Now he's back down. I don't know who he's tied with, but he was alone at 47 for a bit there.
Yeah, but like that makes sense.
It does.
Like,
he's a big cow. He's tanky.
Dude, like the big looking characters should have a lot of armor.
Yeah. Not according to the balance team.
Well, because of his mechanics, but more because of his intangibles. But we can continue this discussion in a bit because I believe we have an interview coming soon as this game is about to get underway.
Yeah, we are now loaded in level 1 for everybody. The mouse issue has been removed. As now Yeon getting engaged on here as he walks up into that dry bush, taking a page out of Masu's book.
Masu love going to that bush.
They love it. They love it.
Taking some damage level 1 just for fun.
And I want to hear from Emily, who's sitting by with Coach Keem, what their thoughts on that was.
All right. Well, Coach Keem, what are your thoughts on that little level 1 thus far and your draft here?
Yeah, always on level 1s against TL are like quite bloody, but yeah, I like it, you know? I like it.
Obviously, your team has had some visa issues, unfortunately, again. This week, Srtty came in for some scrims. What has it been like trying to integrate him onto the team quickly?
Yeah, I mean, we received like 4 days ago or something like that Samudo is cannot play for the week 2 as well. So we moved so fast to like find a top, to be honest, because Yayo is a content creator, you know. So yeah, I mean, he came into the team 3 days ago, and he's like doing really well, you know. And he's like quite. I mean, he wants that revenge, you know, because he got like bench for this split. So I'm happy with him, to be honest.
Nice. Well, yeah, I heard he got some revenge against Dagon in Scrim, so congratulations for that. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll toss it back to Cass.
Awesome to hear some thoughts from the coach, especially about the new player coming in. Again, Srtty subbing in for the team now after getting dropped by Dignitas. And we already saw earlier having a solid level 1 versus Impact. Now Saint having a solid level 1. So the solo lanes so far winning their early scraps.
Yeah, Srtty is going to have that hunger with him. And Team Liquid, though, they've been dominating Lion so far this year.
Yeah, 3-0 on the year right now. Is bot lane also getting engaged on. And it's rare in the wild you see the horse beat the lion.
Yeah.
But that has been the trend so far in LTA North.
There's not that many blue horses in the wild, too. It's incredible we got that photo.
Yeah.
How did they find it?
Shout out to the photographers out there. I don't know if that was Stefan or if that was Colin. Somebody really went out there
Dangerous
and found
to find such a violent creature in the wild.
important
the
content.
Blue horse.
Yeah. That lion was getting yeeted out of there, too. That was insane.
So for what it's worth, I bet you that more people get injured by horses than by lions.
You know what? I actually would buy that. Yeah. I mean, not many people are hanging out around lions. A lot of people hang out around horses.
Yeah, and those rear legs can kill. They can kill you.
They
Actually,
really can.
They're that powerful.
Horses don't skip leg day. Mid lane right now. Oddie lane does not actually make any action happen here. We did see APA go for an early teleport back, so he's picked up that tier. Saint still has his right now, so has a little bit more, consistency and staying in that mid lane. But on the bot side, scrapping right now. CoreJJ and Lyonz again, just testing the waters down here.
Yep.
No one's fully committing, but we do have Yuuji in the neighborhood. Team Liquid could look at the dive.
Looks like he's just going to place a ward and get out of there, but the thought is there. Srtty with an early plate, trying to play more aggressive. I want to see him win lane here. So I will say, Srtty's start to the year was very bad because he jumped into competitive when lane swaps were king, and he could not follow along. So he was falling behind in every single game. And then at the same time, finding his identity on Dignitas was difficult because he was oftentimes put on tanks or looked to play a different role. But his strength was supposed to be like individual matchup knowledge and outlaning his opponent to then get a lead. But all year long, he's only had a CS advantage of 15 minutes in 17% of his games.
That's not a lot.
Very low. Not surprising looking at the stats why he ended up being benched if you were to look at it from that angle. But now with this chance against Impact in at least week 2 for Lion and potentially beyond if things fall his way, he's going to want to maybe press a little bit too hard, but we'll see if it pays off. Nice
APA
by
taking
APA.
1v1 versus Saint. Flash from the Azir. Flash forward. Oh, Oddie tries to body block it. Turret not going to ramp up. APA takes one shot. Ixel's impact. Oddie looking for the punish now, but APA with the snapback gets to safety.
And he still gets out of there. So crucially, APA blocked the Azir E, so Saint didn't get away from him and almost wins the all-in. Ends up going flash for flash with Saint and Audieland, so it ends up being a positive trade for Team Liquid.
All right, interesting little action there in the mid lane. But talking about that top lane, Srtty, he was ahead of Impact in the 1v1. So what does Team Liquid do, Jat?
Swap it up.
Swap it up.
Yeah, as soon as the lane swap protection ends, Team Liquid's going to be wanting to swap back and forth for tempo as much as possible. It's a little difficult, though, because they're trying to swap away from a lane that didn't have tempo, so they're behind on the map. And the cost of that is actually just Lion being able to go for this Drake. APA had just gone back to base. Saint had recalled first. Audieland didn't have to go back, so they can easily move in for this Drake and take the first Ocean.
So Dragon picked up there. Lion saw an opportunity, and they pounced. As now Srtty actually TP's back to the top lane.
That's tough.
Yeah, the wave is frozen on him right now. And now he's actually just going to get kind of engaged on by CoreJJ. Does he actually want to take the all-in? Level 5 versus 2 level 4s. Has Lyonz behind him. Maybe that's why he felt confident enough to do that.
Got to be a little careful. He's got flash, but Core's wrapped around.
Yeah, CoreJJ's all the way in the far brush.
Level 6, though.
As now Yuuji's there. Srtty does hit level 6. Ominous pop looking for the damage onto Yeon. Yuuji trying to lock him down. Srtty flashing onto the turret. First blood. Welcome back to the LTA to Srtty. He makes it happen in the 2v3.
He's going to have his cooldown soon.
Yeah, I mean, he actually might be able to turn this. Yuuji can't quite get the damage down. Densing blows are going to be there, and Vault Breaker is enough. Yuuji with the trade kill, but Srtty with the first blood.
Nicely done by Srtty there. The earlier trade pushed the wave a little bit, got the minions low enough that he'd be able to hit level 6 for that all-in, and then to burn the flash cleanse and still get the kill in the 2v3 really helps Lyonz' overall state in this game.
And I actually like that call in hindsight, knowing how close he was to level 6, because you'll see it in this replay. At first, I was like, he's taking a lot of damage. Yes, he's got a support behind him, but it's going to be a 2v3, but not Or I guess it is still 2v3, but the fact that he hits level 6 earlier is the difference maker.
And they must be calling just like hit the minions, use his Q, gets the level up right there. But at that point, Yuuji had showed himself, and TL thinks that they're, whatever, we're going to go for it anyway, because if they don't go for this, Core probably dies for free.
Yep.
At least in this case, Team Liquid can get the 1 kill back. He also gets that whole wave before he dies, so he'll lose very few minions coming back to another fight.
Alive. Ooh, the Impale onto 2 members into Saint Shuffle. Yuuji cannot get over the wall with that ult. He's out of there.
LYON looking strong early on in this game. Yeon opening up, though.
Call, yeah, looking for Oddie land. Does he have Ixal's impact into the wall? Does not look like an explosive cast. Knocks him away, and Yeon with the kill credit.
Set up for the kill. But again, a good numbers fight there for LYON, because even though they fall with Oddie, Srtty's able to get a lot of plates here on the bottom side. He's just free hitting, and Yeon, no subs.
Ooh, Yeon, yeah, no summoners available and no backup. CoreJJ was close, but not close enough. Hena now hits level 6 and punishes Yeon.
All right, this is getting exciting.
Yes.
Everyone predicted the 2-0 for Team Liquid, but LYON's come out swinging here in game number 1. Yeon, with no summoners, has been getting punished. Hena 2-0. Srtty as well from the streaming streets of Dignitas to starting for LYON.
Yeah, I wonder how his co-stream went last weekend.
600 gold up already in this game because of the nice 2v3 outplay and the plates he was able to collect in the bot lane there.
It's going to become not just the Dragon, but now also 2 grubs picked up. It looks like on the scoreboard I see that Yuuji had 1 of those, so denying the full 3, but
yeah.
Either way, LYON's still getting something done on the map there with the pressure that they're creating. Solid start for this team. And a reminder, Jet, APA was pretty confident coming into this one. This was during the banner ceremony last week, and when I asked him, what do you think about LYON picking you? I mean, you can just read for yourself what his thoughts on the match were. I wouldn't say this is an easy match so far.
I'd say also his expression matches the energy of which that quote was delivered. It was just in a very unimpressed fashion.
It really was.
But that's always the fear if you get a little bit too confident. Not saying that's how Team Liquid is approaching this right now, but there are a few lackadaisical plays that were pulled off here. Not keeping Srtty off of the wave, letting him get level 6 initially, and then now Yeon just stepping up when he shouldn't.
Exactly, that was the big one. The other ones, I understand the 3v2 play topside. Didn't expect Srtty to hit level 6. You still get a 1-for-1, but Yeon walking up in particular, Hena hitting level 6 when he wasn't expecting it. Those are the type of things we were just talking about how good Yeon has been. You want to see Team Liquid clean these types of decisions up and play a little better.
You really do. Impact needs to scale a little bit on this Gragas as well. Probably Rod of Ages first, just trying to sustain and keep the waves cleared, and then Team Liquid will hope to find their picks a bit later, because they have so many tools to engage. They have 5 champions that can actually create off of their own plays, but they need to show that they're more coordinated than this LYON team who's playing with Srtty for, I believe, their 4th day ever.
Yep.
So the coordination test is going to be what's up next for LYON.
And I mean, you're talking about the engage options for Team Liquid. LYON have also just as many engage tools. And there was something I was thinking coming into this one. Yes, LYON, it's a tough position for a team to be in, having all these sub-top laners coming in when you're waiting for Zamudo. But buying a new bike won't make you pedal faster. I'm still looking at the fundamentals of the team and how they approach the game. So far, this has been a much cleaner approach for LYON. They like to scrap. Lyons and Oddie Land like to play very chaotically with their engages. But I think that we're seeing a much more tempered approach to those engages so far in this early game. We're only 11 minutes in.
Yeah, and I think there's some posturing about to happen for this Infernal Drake, but Team Liquid, I think they're skipping a step right here. They do not have any bot lane pressure, so even if they have river control, they won't be able to hold it because the Renekton's going to be able to move in and push them off, and now LYON's choice is whether they start the Dragon or if they go one more on the waves. They're clearing out vision, and if they start it, then they'd be daring Team Liquid to come in for a fight.
Yeah, because right now Yeon is committing to that mid wave. He's already hitting it. Hena's walking up. So LYON are going to delay the Dragon take right now, as it looks like Srtty and Impact actually found each other there.
I mean, so it's a small thing, but that was a bad play by LYON because they had the map pressure there. If they would have, they had the opportunity to be first on the wave, and they lost that opportunity because TL pushed in the mid wave first, which is now allowing Team Liquid to move in and clear their own vision.
Yeah.
So looking at the inventories now, they're also out of control ward, so it's not easy for LYON to retake this space in their next turn.
It's one of those moments where the first move sure, you walk in to drop the control wards, you create that vision priority for yourselves, but now they have to clear out 2 control wards. There's already one in the pixel brush.
But they teleported State down before APA could teleport down, so they have the numbers advantage unless APA wants to teleport in and contest
go
this.
for it. It looks like he's teleporting into the mid wave, so Weaver's Wall would be the call to go in. Lion already pick up the objective. Do Team Liquid go for an engage? Triple pulverize from CoreJJ. APA is here. Unraveled Earth with a triple flick back as Impact looks for the flank, but so far Lion are holding on. Big shuffle from Saint. Knocks back APA and CoreJJ, the only one impaled. While on the side here, Srtty taking a 1v2. Impact's about to go down. Lion stand tall. Team Liquid fall, and Lion will win the fight.
Such a big fight there from Saint and Srtty.
Yeah.
The 2 solo laners stepping up. Team Liquid thought they had the right start to that fight with CoreJJ tanking a good chunk of the initial engage with his ultimate. So here's the Dragon's already done. CoreJJ doesn't have any cooldowns left, except he can soak damage with Salt. So that's what he does. And they think right here that it's time to fight. But Impact doesn't get a very good combo off, and that leaves Yuuji and Impact unable to deal with the Renekton on the bottom right side of the fight, whereas there's now a big numbers advantage for Lion up on the top side, and they can completely clean up.
Incredible reaction time from Saint, getting knocked back by the explosive cask, instantly throwing an Emperor's Divide and then shuffling away, regrouping with the team. Incredible stuff from Lion. And then, like you just highlighted, Srtty finding his own angle to take a 1v2. This is Lion firing on all cylinders right now. And they have a 2.7 thousand gold lead. They have 2 dragons ahead of Team Liquid. This is not how we expected this game to be going.
Yeah, this is a winning position if Lion can continue to play the game out cleanly. But they're also against Team Liquid, who has typically immaculate teamwork and engage on all 5 players. So Lion need to continue to play discipline from this point forward.
Yeah.
So nice job there by Srtty, taking a good trade, but then not pressing too far because he doesn't have vision on this side and they don't see everyone. Plus his team is making a play on the other side of the map.
And that's one of those things that Srtty, when he was on Dignitas, was notorious for doing, is making aggressive plays when his team was elsewhere. We see them all up there. I'm watching now in the mini-map. Srtty could be getting engaged on, but we're focused on APA because he's got multiple members of Lion around him. He will get out. Now, bot side Srtty is unfortunately still in that 1v2. Right as we praise him, we cast or curse him. Shut down to Yuuji.
We took the camera away for 1 second and he runs it down.
Yeah.
He has a full turret ahead of him. He didn't want to give the push to Renekton to Gragas because he was ahead of him individually, but it's exactly what we talked about. No vision, plus the rest of his team had already shown top lane. So this is a no-risk play for the Vi. There isn't a risk of a counter gank here, so Yuuji can freely do whatever he wants. Straightforward body slam into cask. Easy execute. Srtty not that strong yet. Maybe if he's level 11, he can dare this 2v1 fight, but he's not, so he falls easily.
Didn't even need cease and desist from Yuuji right there, so he still has that ultimate available if they want to contest something else. Speaking of, Herald is on the table. Lion are starting it up already. Hena's walking up, and we have an approach from Team Liquid. Yet to be determined if they will commit, because the Herald is down to 2k, and it's out of there. No contest from Team Liquid, but an engage from Lions, causing that chaos. APA was just thinking maybe there's some if I can Weaver's Wall in there, but the ward saw him and Lions punishes.
I really love that ward that they placed there in their previous invade when they stole the red buff. APA was just kind of hoping that something nice happened up there. Waiting in case someone moved out of position, but it was actually him that was stuck in the trap. With that being said, Srtty redeployed on the bot lane, got the turret. So the overall, like if you're just thinking overall, they're 1 turret up, 1 Rift Herald up for a kill? I don't know. Yeah. That was a really nice sequence by Lion.
Herald could be anything, Chad. Could even be another turret.
Really nice sequence there by Lion.
Dragon pickup. Lot of momentum right now for Lion. I want to shout out a couple of individual performers in this early game as we're approaching mid-game now at 15 minutes. Lion's the support on the Rell, full 8 kill participation right now, and has been finding these very, very solid engages for the team. Hena also really stepping it up right now on this on-hit Varus. So the bot lane for Lion currently in a really good position to carry as Impact for Team Liquid completely caught out of position. He was looking to proxy a wave, and 4 members of Lion will punish him. Give the gift to Hena. Give the gold to the AD carry. Another pick for Lion.
I love that from Lion. With the Drake being up soon, Impact was getting a little cheeky because he's thinking if he can cheat this wave, he can be first to Drake, and he was expecting LYON to play away from Srtty as they have been doing this entire game. But LYON kind of predicted that and were able to get the kill just in time to move down, summon the Rift Herald, and still be first on to Drake. So just a really nice timing there by all of LYON.
Srtty is also getting the top turret. Yeah, thank you for the picture-in-picture here. So it's going to be a lot of damage on mid structure. A completed turret take top. Srtty has teleport. That's a teleport in from Impact into the top river, as he might look for an engage now into the mid lane. The rest of Team Liquid are set up. Teleport in from Srtty, but they're just snap engaging onto Hena! Shut down for Yeon. Oddie tries to go in, flashes away, but LYON are down their AD carry for the dragon fight.
They still gonna fight though.
They're still gonna engage. Goes in from Lyonz. What a setup! Saint can't quite get in there though. Has the Emperor's Divide, and he's just free firing the Impale onto Impact. LYON's buying space for everybody else, and Saint can have all this room to play with. LYON setting up their solo laners to carry the fight despite losing their AD carry. What a incredible engage from LYONz to start that up. I thought they would back off.
Yeah.
Team Liquid maybe in the same boat, but LYONz say no.
Never back down. They're 5-0 AD carry falls, and they think, nah,
We can take it.
totally fine.
Yeah.
We're strong enough right here. So the start of this fight, which I believe we'll see here, is nicely done. I don't believe that that ward would have seen the teleport, so Hena will notice him now and is a little bit too far up. So flash ult, instant execute. But then, you know, Oddie very tanky. They know Alistar doesn't have cooldowns. They know the Vi and Gragas ultimate are down, so, and they have a full rage Renekton, so they figure, why not? Let's just fly in. And even though the initial damage doesn't actually kill Yeon, Saint is free hitting this entire time. The Renekton damage is still ticking from the ultimate, and they're able to essentially win this fight. 2 kills for 1 if you ignore the initial pick onto the Varus.
Yeah, LYONz found the re-engage and then just stood in front of Yeon and APA. And yes, he's only a support, but quite tanky still. Took them a while to get through that health bar. Now back to live here. It's still that 3,000 gold lead plus a 3rd dragon to LYON. Jed, they're on sole point at 19 minutes into this game.
They're playing really well, and it's kind of do or die at this point for Team Liquid. I will call back to last week against 100 Thieves. Team Liquid was in a similar situation, but they kept finding picks. So in that game, it was, I'd say Yuuji and CoreJJ kept combining for these really nice combos to shut down the carries of 100 Thieves. They need to do something similar against LYON here. They did get that pick onto Hena. They need to get one of those picks onto Saint, but they need to have basically perfect engages, and I feel like LYON need to either communicate poorly, take a bad start to the fight, or just miss position to lose this game with how strong their carries are.
I will say it's not an unthrowable game, so I'm not going to cast a curse anybody here, Jad, but things are looking very positive for the LYON squad as they'll take that tier 2 turret in the mid lane, drop the Azir turret, and now everybody's just roaming down here into the bottom jungle. There's no camps to take away, but maybe they find a pick here onto a support or onto Yuuji. That's flash out of CoreJJ along with the ultimate.
Yep, looks like Oddie is down his ultimate, but you're going to take that.
Oh, Impact.
With Alistar not being able to go in. And Impact was, he's been searching, right?
Yeah.
He wants to find a pick angle. Srtty's likely able to zone him out, but Team Liquid is going to try and stop this Otacon.
So Srtty's just pushes Impact away, who has the teleport. He can still look to join in, but LYON are just bursting down the Otacon. It's taken. Team Liquid cannot find the engage. Little out of sorts right now. No flash from the CoreJJ. No ultimate available. Engage onto Yuuji, who also has no flash. So Team Liquid's jungler will fall. Hena with the kill credit. Another objective for LYON.
Oddie and LYONz have been very good at targeting flashless players this game. So they're keeping the tempo of the game fast enough that when a team fight happens, they're keeping track very well of the flashes, and then they're able to execute a play within the next 5 minutes to get, you know, I'd say the majority of their kills this game have been targeting those flashless players. So another nice job there as they get the Otacon and a little cherry on top by killing Yuuji.
And Srtty is looking solid in the side lane, but I want to go back to that conversation I made earlier. The fundamentals for LYON, as we see Oddie here, 11-3 career Skarner having a great performance. Great engages. LYONz on the Rell, great engages. Saint even, great counter engages. The core of LYON, the roster that we know is going to be continuing forward, their fundamentals are looking much, much cleaner in this game 1 versus Team Liquid. And again, as long as they play out clean and don't have big, you know, egregious errors, it's seeming like a walk into a Dragon Soul, walk into a Baron, walk into a Nexus.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep going if we're really trying to curse them.
No, we could, true. You know, I did say I wasn't going to curse them earlier, didn't I?
I mean, I have said that it's weird that they finished 7th last split of 18.
Yep.
Because they just don't feel, and they didn't feel like the 7th best team in the league. Like, Saint and Hena, when they were at their best, were so good. And they would have all these really unfortunate losses, like one of their games against C9, where they were pushing down to the Nexus turrets that would have been a 2-0. Saint takes a Silas that he shouldn't have. They lose that game closely. They lose game 3. Here's another situation where clearly they should be winning as Srtty pushes up.
I mean, maybe we can find AP. Ooh, Impale misses the flash. Shattering Strike misses, and Srtty, unfortunately, is the target for Team Liquid. He's going to buy a little more time
with Flash.
And Yuuji following up, Impact following up. The barrel will go wide. Srtty, slice and dice again out of range of the Deadly Flourish, will finally get shut down by Yuuji.
Second shutdown there by Team Liquid on Srtty when he's playing a little more aggressively than he should, but at the same time, they're going to trade up in gold. They get an inner turret on this. They get a blue buff. They get a Gromp. They get to clean the jungle. Again, it is just his life that falls. He did burn Flash.
Yeah, it looks like Spectator might be bugged right now, but we can confirm he did use it.
Spectator hasn't updated that Flash for Srtty yet, but he'll be down that for 5 minutes. And LYON is, again, trying to set up for this Mountain Soul.
And it's up right now. Still 10 seconds on Srtty. He does have the teleport available, so LYON just need to make sure Team Liquid can't take it right away. And also don't get picked before Srtty gets there. CoreJJ looks for the engage on the Saint. Flash away, curtain call, but it's only going to hit the front line. Oddie and Lyonz doing well. Chain of Corruption lands on CoreJJ. He still backs off. Lyonz taking damage. Just Saint goes in for the shuffle. Finds APA, the flashless member. Precision from LYON solo laners as they will find a pick and start the Dragon Soul.
And this doesn't seem stealable by Yuuji, who's getting chased out of his jungle by an angry crocodile. That's yet another 4v5.
Yeah.
That they just win.
2 in a row, Jet.
Yeah, LYON is on one right now. So CoreJJ tries to make a clean engage happen. It's flashed away from by Saint. And then there's just no one else who can get into the backline. Their impact gets marked out by Srtty. APA gets flipped by Saint, who makes yet another great engage. Still deathless on this Azir. 25 minutes into this game, and now Mountain Soul just buffs him up even more.
Yeah, do not approach LYON in a 4v5. I think that's the moral of the story for game number 1. They will be ready for you, and they will have a game plan. This team is fearless, the way that they are looking for these engages, the way that they are taking these fights, just committing in when Team Liquid is not ready for them to commit.
Yeah, and in this pick and play format as well, even if they can just pick up a single game, even if this is the only one that they get, it's going to do them very well for tiebreakers in the next round and beyond to the elimination phase. So, LYON getting control of this Baron buff. Now that they have the Mountain Soul, they can be very aggressive with their front line. It is so difficult for Team Liquid to have the damage to take down that Skarner or that Rell.
The Baron is the focus. They have control wards pretty much everywhere right now. We see the line brush behind the buff in the Baron pit. Team Liquid are going to have a very tough job of taking back vision control, but APA is on the bottom wave. He's shoving that one in. So far, no answer from LYON, which to me signals they will commit to the Baron. They started up right now.
Yeah. At this point, Team Liquid would hope for some type of miracle steal, but there's pretty good vision by LYON.
Yeah,
I'd expect them to fly over the pit.
Teleport in from CoreJJ. APA is going to look for his own teleport right now, but the engage from LYON as Team Liquid have their battle lines drawn. CoreJJ engages. Nice seismic shove onto 2 members, but it's 2 tanky members. LYON might be the sacrifice. He does get out. No flash available, so the team backs off.
Not the cleanest engage there by LYON. Team Liquid technically wins that engage, but winning it just means they don't fall further behind. The only player who they took the Mountain Soul shield off of was LYON. Nobody else took actual damage in that fight.
And it was teleport out of APA, so if you'd say on the global play, now Srtty might have a better lane to play through, as Impact's the only one that can answer with the teleport at this point. Saint as well can look to play for that, but again, just LYON being 5,500 ahead of Team Liquid with that Mountain Soul. It's going to be such an uphill battle for Team Liquid. That was like a nice look for them, but it felt more like LYON not really committing fully to the same side. They went a little far into the enemy vision as opposed to playing around their own control wards. I don't think it's going to get much better for Team Liquid next time around at the Baron.
Not really. It's going to be really hard even for the Taliyah and the Jhin to scale to a point where they can touch the Skarner, Rell, Renekton frontline, since they already have the gold disadvantage and the Mountain Soul disadvantage. So Baron getting started up once again by LYON. Round 2.
Let's see how the approach from Team Liquid looks this time around. We still have those control wards down. This time it's Impact in the bottom wave that has the teleport. He has a flanking ward in that Pixel Brush at the top of the river, but he's going to choose to go more front to back. It's Yuuji on the flank right now as he's getting engaged on. It's just going to be a commitment. And a steal from CoreJJ! The support with the smite! Team Liquid still in this game. Impale on the one member though. Impact pulled back in. Chain of Corruption to lock him down. A consolation prize for LYON. But the Baron steal for CoreJJ.
430 additional bounty gold split between the team. Another 150 bounty gold for the turret that Team Liquid was just able to claim. The gold lead is a lot closer thanks to that Spellbook smite by CoreJJ. LYON put so much attention into marking Yuuji that they forgot about the cow.
Exactly, and you
right
can't
in the face.
burn him down. Like, it takes so long to kill the Alistar. I understand going for the 50-50 at that point somewhat, but punished for it. LYON will still take 2 structures on their way out, get some of that gold lead back in their favor, and at the end of the day, Team Liquid still have a mountain to climb, but hey, what's the take to get to the top of a mountain? It starts with 1 step. Look at CoreJJ.
From 600 damage, he's able to get that smite. You know, on the patch where they stopped Baron from having all these health regen mechanics for junglers to miss smite, it's also a patch where Unsealed Spellbook is just amazing.
Yep.
So now every support is flying in there and smiting as well. Oh, that's tough. And this would be a heartbreaker for LYON to lose, because I would say how it didn't feel like they were a 7th place team, but at the same time, their biggest weakness was this stage in the game. It was after the laning phase. How do we actually win? How do we actually close the game? They have the Mountain Soul. The next step would have been Baron. It's been delayed.
And I will say, picking up a player like Srtty, in my mind, doesn't fix that weakness.
No.
This is still a stopgap to get to Zamudo, the top laner that they're hoping to play later on in the split. I'm looking to the other 4 members, and in that moment, Lyonz was marking Yuuji. Oddie just missing the smite versus Core. He was headbutted away, but now that's all in the past. Back to live, it comes to what happens next for LYON as a squad. How do they approach and try and close this game out?
Well, on the bright side, Elder is going to be the next thing. CoreJJ can't have smite again.
No, it's a good
He's
point.
got to cycle it a little longer before it'll be able to come back up, I think. Unless I'm misunderstanding Spellbook. But either way, currently he has Ghost and Hex Flash.
Level 10, I think, yeah, it should not be up by
LYON
the time.
Ideally can get Team Liquid into River and then start a fight and win the game that way.
Might even look for his own little flank right now. He was looking at CoreJJ, spotted out, knocked back, but the Azir turret going down means that there's a lot of control for LYON to look at this Elder Dragon. Team Liquid, though, might have to brute force their way in. We see Team Liquid a little split here. We have 3 members mid, 2 looping around. It looks like that one is Yeon and CoreJJ. They'll be spotted by Lyonz as the team starts up the Elder Dragon teleport in from Srtty.
Yep,
Everything that LYON have been working towards.
I mean, they're in a position where they're really trying to pull Team Liquid in, and then they'd be able to go for fight.
Weaver's Wall comes through, not committed. Flash force from Oddie, Impale dodged by Impact with the stasis. Seeker's Arm Guard used, but he's still chained down, taken out. LYON find the pick out of the top lane as Lyonz engage on the Yuuji. Flash out for the jungler. Team Liquid. It's going to be a miracle approach with no Weaver's Wall, no flash on Vi, no chance at Elder Steal. LYON pick up the objective. And now flash from Saint. He wants APA. He's got blood in his eye. He's got a Nexus on his mind. And Srtty agrees. LYON continue the engage. They're chasing down Team Liquid. Do you believe it? No 2-0s from the favorites across the board. LYON can close this one right here, right now. 4 dragons taken. They get the Elder Dragon. And LYON roar strong. Team Liquid. The horse will not defeat the Lion 4 times in a row, Jet. LYON will make this much more interesting going into the banner ceremony this weekend by taking game number 1.
That has gotta feel good for LYON. 19 kills to 6. Srtty gets his first win in his first game with his new team. Lounge, did you expect that one?
We did not expect that at all. Because, wait, Raz, no, you had LYON taking game, right?
I did not put it in officially. Before I put in the prediction, I was gassing up LYON, and then I sent the prediction. The sober second thought was a little too strong. Oh, God.
The post-hype clarity.
Yeah. And then you settle down. You got to send in the prediction